Hi and welcome to Film Waffle, and today we've got two very interesting stories for you. We've got one that's all about Ghostbusters and zombies, and the other one is all about the indie world versus the superhero world. Zombies with social commentary overtones are attacking. Who are we going to call? Ghostbusters. At least that's according to some of the speculation in the news today. And why do people think zombies are going to be in the next Ghostbusters movie? Well, it's all to do with the director of the new Ghostbusters movie, Paul Feig, saying that he's been inspired by the Walking Dead TV series. He was on the AMC after show Talking Dead, where he said, as spotted by comicbook.com, that he was very inspired by the series when making this new movie. Of course, Feig elegantly dodged the issue of whether there will be any actual zombies in the film at all, but he basically said that he fed off the idea of The Walking Dead whilst developing the movie. In particular, he said he liked the idea of the gauntlet run, the idea that there's all these monsters and nasties ahead and that the team have to get through them somehow. And that, of course, was it. But he didn't stop the comment sections on these websites reporting on this story, frothing with rage about how there's definitely going to be zombies in the film. But here's the thing, I think that it fits perfectly. The idea of a gauntlet run makes perfect sense. It's been done in comedy before. We've seen Zombieland do it. They did it quite a few times and it worked to spectacular effect. You can keep the comedy and the horror elements together, and you can do this whole premise of you've got to get through all these nasties without getting hurt. It's a great idea. I think it works really well. It'll really rack up the suspense in an otherwise funny movie. And in some ways it doesn't matter about whether it's zombies or not. He doesn't need zombies in this film to do the same thing, because Ghostbusters is actually a monster film. There's a bit of a ghost at the beginning of the first Ghostbusters movie, but after that it's monsters, monsters, monsters. Think about it, seriously, it is. Slimer slimes people, monster. Scary dogs, monster. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, monster. Killer Zool Lady, monster. I could go on, but painting monsters are a bit boring and stop me in my tracks. Yes, I'm not a fan of Ghostbusters 2, but I love Ghostbusters 1. I think this is a really promising sign. Think about it. He's not just decided to make another Bridesmaids movie and stuck proton packs on the back. He's thought about mechanics of what will get the chills, what will get the excitement going when people go and see this movie. He's not decided just to make another female-led comedy movie. He's going to make it into a comedy movie with some genuine scary elements, I hope. The new Ghostbusters movie shoots this summer and comes out next summer, and I can't wait. Superhero movies are under threat by name-calling from indie directors. Only one man can save them. That's right, Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn has leapt to the defence of superhero movies after they were publicly criticised by the director of the movie Nightcrawler, Dan Gilroy. At the recent Independent Spirit Awards, Dan Gilroy, director of Nightcrawler, criticised superhero movies. He described them as a tsunami that independent filmmakers had survived. He may have a point. About 40 are slated to appear between now and 2020, according to the website Screen Rant. But this all looks a bit thin when you consider Gilroy's big blockbuster background. He helped write The Bourne Legacy, he helped write the movie Real Steel, and he helped Tim Burton in his attempt to get his own superhero movie, Superman Lives, off the ground. You know what? I'm sure that his wife, Rene Russo, and the paychecks that she got from the Thor movies helped pay for the odd patio extension, whilst Gilroy was pursuing his own indie movie dream. But Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn still mounted his own defence, and he did it on his own Facebook account, and he basically said that the filmmakers, whether they're making big blockbusters or little indie films, all work incredibly hard to make the films that they do, and just to decide on budget that one's worth more merit than the other is absolute nonsense. And of course he's right. Take one example, that's the Avengers. It's beautifully written, it's well shot, it's got some good effects in there as well, fine, but it's a really well made movie. And as Gunn himself points out, look at the experimentalism with Captain America 2. There's actually a beautifully made spy thriller there underneath all the superhero trappings. It took chances. And then of course there's his own movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, which really took chances in its own right. This was an unheard of comic book for many, and yet it made an absolute storm at the box office because it drew people in with great trailers based on a great script, beautiful acting, great filmmaking. And something Gilroy fails to mention as well, which is that both the big budget and small budget films are basically riding high on the studio system at the moment. They're both doing well, neither of them's really struggling, because the studio is doing boom and bust. It's basically making huge blockbusters to bring in huge money, and it's making massive profits off small films, so it's not really discriminating against either. I feel more sorry for people who are developing mid-sized budget scripts, whose dream project costs sort of a bit of money, not a huge amount either way. Because those films are the ones that are not getting made at the moment. The small ones are, and the huge ones are. They're both doing well. Gilroy and Gunn are doing well on the studio system as it is. No one's really struggling. Hi there, and thanks for watching Film Waffle. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also click subscribe as well, so you get all the latest movie news when it happens.